Have you ever played the game, Follow the Leader? One person is the leader and everyone else follows. Whatever the leader does, every follower copies and does exactly the same. The followers want to be like the leader. In the New Testament times, a follower was called a disciple. John the Baptist was a leader and he had disciples who followed him. His disciples wanted to be just like John the Baptist and do and say things just like him. Andrew and Simon Peter were brothers and fishermen. They were also disciples of John the Baptist. But there was one man John the Baptist admired more than anyone. That man was Jesus. John the Baptist knew that Jesus was sent by God to save the world. When Jesus began his ministry, he asked people to follow him and become his disciples. One day, when Jesus was walking by the Sea of Galilee, he saw Andrew and Simon Peter casting nets to catch fish. Jesus called out to them and said, "Follow me and I will make you fishers of people." What do you think Jesus meant by fishers of men? Fishermen usually cast out nets and bring fish in. Fishers of men go fishing for men. They teach people and then bring them to God. Peter and Andrew wanted to become fishers of people. They left their fishing immediately and followed Jesus. Going on, they saw two other brothers, James and John, mending nets with their father, Zebedee. Jesus called them and said, "Follow me." James and John left their boat and their father and began to follow Jesus. That Jesus' group of followers was growing. Now Jesus had 4 disciples, Peter, Andrew, James, and John. On his way to Galilee, Jesus found Philip and invited him to come along too. Philip was from Bethsaida, the same town as Andrew and Peter. Philip went to find his friend Nathanael. "Nathanael, we've found the one that Moses wrote about in the scripture. He is Jesus from Nazareth." When Nathanael met Jesus, he was very surprised. He had never met Jesus before, but Jesus knew all about him. Because of this, Nathanael knew that Jesus was someone very special sent from God. He started following Jesus too. You might know Nathanael by his other name. His other name was Bartholomew. Jesus called others to follow him. Matthew was a tax collector in the town of Capernaum. Some people thought that Matthew could never be like Jesus. Tax collectors were often cheaters. But Jesus knew that Matthew could have a good heart. When Jesus said, "Matthew, come follow me," Matthew got up from the table and began following Jesus. Jesus invited others to follow him. Soon James, called James the Less, because he was younger than the other James, and Thomas followed Jesus. Another Simon, Thaddeus, and Judas Iscariot. More and more people became disciples, followers, of Jesus. Even though many followed Jesus, 12 men were with him almost all of the time. This group of 12 men became known as the 12 Apostles.